ever got in trouble, I would be there on the double just to bail you out.
Hi everybody, welcome to episode 7 of Renaissance Woman, Backstage at Something Rotten with Heidi Blickenstaff. I can't believe that it's episode 7. We only have one more episode after this. I want to get right to it because something that was brought up in our last episode, Michael Bress suggested that we come up with a name for our fans. We got so much Twitter action about this. Hold it, you guys! It's Margot Lawless! Margot Lawless! Pew, pew, pew! What's up, bitches? There she is, you guys! We did get a lot of action, a lot of ideas for fan names, and I just wanted to throw some out. Omeleters, hard bottoms. Several people, and I think this is a very popular one, suggested rotten eggs, which I think is solid. Omelites, rotten tomatoes. Now, Haley Goldstein, Haley, is it Steen or Stein? She's a big fan, and we love Haley, and she said that there's already a name kind of cooking, and they call themselves the Rotten Squad, which I like very much. They're the Maters, they're the Leather Boys and Girls, which I think I had something to do with that one. The Amies, the Omelets, the Rotteneers, Jesse McGillivray, the Rotteners, like One Direction has the Directioners, Rotten Revolution, Rotten Rascals, Rotten Renegades, Rotten Avocados, Bottom Spears. Is that something dirty and I don't know about it? Rotten Scoundrels. This one I like very much. The Right Hand Fans. And then I think my personal favorite are Eggheads. That's a great one, but it's not up to me. It's up to you, the fans. So, Haley, if it's done and it's the Rotten Squad, then it's the Rotten Squad, you guys. I personally vote for Eggheads, but, you know, make a decision. Get together. Band together like the solid, strong fans that you are, and let's make a decision so that we can call you something, so that you can call yourself something, and we can have t-shirts made. Okay? It's gonna be a fun week. Love you guys. Bye! See that up there? Our beautiful ensemble is going to be wearing those a little bit later at the end of Act 2. Those are eggs. And in the spirit of our show, I thought I would go around our company and ask them, how do they like their eggs?
I like egg white omelets with spinach and feta cheese. Thank you.
I like scrambled eggs, usually just plain, but then I also like Gruyere cheese, spinach, and tomatoes in my omelet.
I like a hard-boiled egg in a cup, chopped up with a little bit of butter and salt and some turkey bacon.
I like fried eggs.
Simple, to the point.
Over easy eggs, and I'm really enjoying that Heinz Sriracha ketchup. Yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs and scrambled eggs.
I like soft-boiled eggs with toast soldiers.
What?
Toast soldiers.
What are those?
Dunk them in the yolk.
Those on potatoes?
What? No, they're toast.
Oh,
Toast soldiers.
I was like a toe, like you put a toe. I didn't know, but now we know. Great. Thank you, Scout.
I like my eggs scrambled soft with cheese. And I also like spinach in them sometimes when I'm trying to be healthy. And then, yeah, that's it.
How do you like your eggs in the morning? I like mine with a kiss.
I like eggs Benedict.
Me too.
I just like a cheddar omelet.
Toast soldiers.
I'm so glad I know this now.
I like my eggs over easy.
Over easy.
There, we like that.
Scrambled with avocado.
Boom!
I like my eggs on toast, poached with avocado, salt, and pepper.
Me too. Me too. That's my favorite egg.
Let's be friends.
I like my eggs made by this little Mexican restaurant around the corner from my house. They're called Tapatios, and they have chorizo, and they're over easy.
Any way I can get them.
How do I like my eggs? Scrambled with melted Swiss cheese.
Specific.
I like my eggs frozen in Beverly Hills. They can be for sale for the right amount of money.
My mom makes them. She gets the frying pan, and then she puts 2% milk inside, and then she slides toast in the milk, and then she poaches them on top of the toast. And then she takes the spatula and she puts the whole toast, messy, egg, yummy, gooey, yolky yumminess right on your plate. You chop with a fork, and it goos all over, and it's great.
I mean, I know you're getting a lot of this. I do like an omelet. But if I'm going simple eggs, I'd go scrambled. Lots of butter, lots of salt and pepper. My mother's fried eggs are really, really good. She does this thing where she puts the lid down on it while it's cooking, and then a gentle flip over medium, and then there's like a crispy edge to it.
Deviled eggs.
Deviled eggs!
Over medium. A little salt and pep,
That's it.
and bacon. If you don't got bacon, you ain't got eggs.
I like my eggs scrambled.
Deviled.
Yes, you do.
I like my eggs scrambled with a little bit of mozzarella cheese.
Delicious.
I like them over medium.
Scrambled. Or like in quiche.
My eggs, oh my god, I love them scrambled with cheese melted on them and a side of sriracha.
Fried in between 2 biscuits with sausage and cheese.
I like my eggs scrambled. Like my mind.
I love my eggs scrambled.
I like my eggs in an omelet.
What's in the omelet?
Green peppers, onions, and tomatoes.
Over easy. Over medium.
Scrambled.
I love them poached on dry whole wheat toast. And I eat them with a little cottage cheese. Revolting. I love it.
Scrambled with cheese.
Hi, everybody. I know that I often say that I'm about to talk to a favorite person of mine, and it may sound like hyperbole, but I'm actually about to talk to 2 favorite people of mine in this company. And I figured out that the problem is that I'm surrounded by a lot of my favorite people in the show, because we have a ton of fantastic, wonderful, talented, smart, funny people in the show. And I'm about to talk to 2 of my faves. Ladies and gentlemen.
Brooks Ashmanskis and Brad Oscar.
You sound great.
Hi, vlog people.
Vloggles.
Hey, you guys.
Hey.
So we're in between shows on a 2-show Saturday. You guys are looking great. I wanted to highlight for the people that we're coming to the end of summer, and that also means we're coming to the end of baseball season.
Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at 2 huge baseball fans.
What do you mean huge?
Brad, who do you root for?
New York Mets, baby.
Who do you root for, Brooksy?
Boston Red Sox.
So you guys just happen to be really getting along today.
Yes.
Because there's a commercial on right now,
Exactly.
a Cadillac commercial, but in a second you'll see it's back on. These boys do not mess around.
He's not happy.
They're musical theater, geniuses, but also big baseball fans.
Yes, and our teams are playing. That's our ice machine.
Literally. There's the ice machine,
ready.
because no joke, they're the first people to get a drink going after the show. So when did you first start loving baseball?
I didn't love baseball actually until I was older, until I was in my late 20s or something.
Yeah?
No, I was doing Jekyll and Hyde, and Frank Mastrone, who was in the cast of Jekyll and Hyde, was a big Mets fan, big sports fan. And I was like a football fan, but I never understood baseball. It seemed so slow to me.
Yeah.
And he explained to me the mechanics of the game, and and Mike Piazza was playing then too. That was a bit of an enticement. So yeah, I was brought into baseball basically because there are hot guys.
Yeah. Tight pants.
Yes. What's happening right
It's the bottom
now?
of the
Bottom of the ninth. Mets
Red
got to
Sox
put up
are
or
up.
shut up, and they're winning.
Now,
3-1.
does any of this cause turmoil or frustration in your dressing room?
No, actually, no, because the Mets are a National League team, the Red Sox are an American League team, and so in the National League, I actually root for the Mets.
Oh, that's
In
helpful.
the American League, he usually
got
roots
an
for the
out.
Red Sox.
Oh, but that's you guys.
Or we
can
like
get
each
along.
other's teams. So when they're playing now, there's, we'll see, tomorrow's the 3rd of 3 games, and looks like we're going to win the first
How
2.
do you both feel about the New York Yankees?
This interview is over!
Wow.
Brooksy, when did you first love baseball?
I was doing Jekyll and Hyde, and I always loved it. My father was from Boston, and that's why I'm a Boston fan. And so he actually listened to it. That's how old I am. Around the old Wi-Fi.
I love
but
that.
no, we would listen to it on the radio, and
That's
when it was on
great.
national television, we'd watch it. And so I've been to Boston a lot, seen a lot of games. It's a great place to see a game. As I've gotten older, now in my late 20s, I've become even more of a baseball fan and less of a Brad Oscar fan.
Well, tell me this: have either of you gentlemen ever done Damn Yankees?
Yes.
He has.
Did you do it here in New York City on the Broadway?
I did not. No, I did it down in Washington, D.C., in my hometown. It's where I met my husband.
Yes.
At Arena Stage
Oh.
in Washington, D.C. I met Diego doing a production of Damn Yankees.
Did you play the
Where
devil?
I played Applegate.
I was gonna say you played Applegate, didn't you?
I bet you
did.
were right.
Yes.
Yeah, I was.
Oh.
I bet you were.
You guys both have quite a pedigree in this theater that is the St. James Theater.
Yes.
The flagship theater of the Jujamson chain.
Empire.
You both have done the producers in this theater.
We did it together.
I was going to say, did you cross paths?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
and I was playing, I replaced, Brad, of course, was Tony nominated for playing the Nazi. And then, took over for Nathan Lane in the lead and did it for quite a long time.
Yes.
And when I came in, I played Carmen Gia, but I also, part of that track was to cover Leo Bloom, which I am not a good cover. I'm terrible at it. I just don't have that mind. I remember I was pretty much thrown on in Leo Bloom earlier than anyone would want me to be, especially me. And this one was on for Max Bialystock. And Brad got me through it.
Oh, Braddy.
He guided me through it. I was thinner.
Listen, some people ask
not
me
quieter.
if I could go back in time, if there's a show on Broadway I could see, I would want to see that performance. That would have been something else.
Yeah.
I'll bet that was. Did you just get one shot?
No, I did it a few times, but that one, the first one was sort of like, oh, that person's sick, and oh, really?
Amazing. What's happening? What's happening?
Oh,
Oh,
that's a shame.
Brooksy.
I'm out.
Oh, you're out. Oh, you guys, thank you for sharing this time. I love you guys so much, and
love you too. We love you,
maybe we'll have a continuation of this where we can drink at the end of our show on Sunday.
Great.
We'll have hot dogs.
We have hot dogs.
And look at this,
There's
you
a hot dog
guys.
machine.
Get ready for
The
this.
booze,
And
Steam-O-Matic
look,
dogs.
the hot dog machine.
Steam-O-Matic
It's all
already
coming.
starting to peel away. That's really. I think we're getting some sort of poisoning. From
All right. Love you guys. Have a great show tonight.
Happy Saturday night.
Bye.
Over easy. Sort of like me. I like my eggs scrambled with a little salt and pepper and some cheese.
Fried. Over medium.
Over easy.
Wet and scrambled.
Poached. Scrambled with Tabasco sauce. Bam.
Bam.
Sunny side up with toast.
Toast with a little truffle oil. Boom.
Science the shit out of it, Mark Watney. Oh, hi.
Hi,
I didn't
Christian.
See you there.
Here I am.
Oh, it's so nice to have you back. I'm going to caffeinate real quick for
You do
the
that.
next edition of Christian Borle's Book Nook.
It's a book nook, everybody. Oh, so happy
Hi.
it's back.
With me, as ever, is Baron von Stachenmarken. Oh,
there he is.
That was like a little pre-entrance and then an actual entrance.
Sort of like a stunt.
You are of the theater, aren't you? That's it?
It's kind of a short resume.
All right.
Okay.
This week. Timing is everything.
Musicals. Wow. It's amazing.
Well, that was from a musical? Shall we? This week I'm recommending The Martian by Andy Weir. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the ride of your life.
I'm excited.
I read this book in a day.
Yes.
I literally could not put it down. You read this, yeah? Were you intimidated by the science of it all? I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. It's hard science, it's a lot of science, but it makes it so accessible and fun, and it's a great adventure. The character is great, the character is very funny. I would say read this before the movie comes out. Ridley
Definitely.
Scott directed the movie. Matt Damon is starring in it. Matt Damon!
Oh, I sense a little jealousy there.
Is it jealousy or is it a crush? Totally. And so, because we're on schedule, I'm going to give this very book that I'm holding in my palms to somebody. Are you ready for the winner?
We're so ready.
The winner of The Martian is Cam.
Cam!
At Musicals.
Oh.
MVSICALS. She saw a family of 5 on the street and brought them to Walmart to get groceries for the week.
Pretty amazing, Cam.
That is a fantastic thing to do, so thank you for doing that. And next week is our last book nook! And so, Are we doing this?
Come on, you guys.
Next week, all of you, we are going to, as a special treat, reveal.
Ooh, watch the light there, Baron.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has a terrible sense of space.
It's you know.
Next week, we are going to reveal Baron von Stangenmerken's real identity.
Oh, wait, Baron, I didn't know. I thought we were never going to reveal.
We were toying with not revealing, but I think we're going to do it.
Oh
and
my
so
gosh.
I would say we're going to make it a little competition. If anyone can guess his real identity, I will give all 7 of these books to you. So write on in. You only get, by the way, 1 guess. Use the hashtag #MerkenReveal. And let's hear those guesses.
This is very exciting.
I'm very curious to see what people think.
Oh my god.
I'm guessing you're all going to be wrong. That's just my guess.
It's a trap!
Is it? All right, this has been Christian Borle's
Book Nook!
I like them to be dippy.
Benedict.
Poached with lots of hollandaise sauce on top of them.
I like my eggs scrambled. Eggs Benedict. Omelets.
What do you like in them?
Sauteed onions.
This is the most special treat I can imagine. This is Phil Reno.
That's a super treat, yeah.
And Phil has agreed, he's our conductor, our maestro, and he has agreed to let me film the entr'acte. Come meet our orchestra. Look, everybody, this is a Broadway pit. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, hi, hi. Hi, Matt Eisenstein. Look at our beautiful orchestra. Hi. We love you guys. I'm so excited. Guys, there's Phil.
Yeah, you guys all good? Everybody ready?
It's so exciting. Look, he's communicating with stage management. Yes, we're ready to start. There's Sean. Sorry. Smile. No pressure, Sean.
Yeah, no pressure. Don't mess up, Sean.
The lights are dimming. Broadway. I've never been in a pit before when they're playing like that. That was Broadway magic, you guys. Okay, I gotta get into costume. Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hot Dog Sunday. This is in Brad and Brooke's room, and we're all having a little drinky drink and maybe some hot dogs. Join us, leave your fields of flowers. Join us. I don't know the rest of the word. Hot dogs, hot dogs. Look, there's Mother getting the hot dogs ready. Oh, you know, like you do.
Right.
This is what we do on Broadway after an 8-show week. We reward ourselves with bourbon and hot dogs.
Right, exactly.
Brooksy likes little Ginny Jims.
I like Ginny Jims. Here you go, son. Hot dog.
Oh.
What do you want on it?
Come join us for hot dogs at the St. James. Bye, you guys. Hi, everybody. Welcome to my backyard. That is only going to be my backyard for like 5 more days, and then we're moving. A lot of amazing things have happened in this backyard. I got married in this backyard. I don't know where we're going to store the bikes at the new place, but that's not any of the questions you are interested in, because this is answering your Twitter questions. Elizabeth Del Conte sent me this movie of her daughter. I just want to tell you that this is so sweet and cute, and her daughter inspires me.
And I
Blickenstaff. Well, I'm actually like Heidi Blickenstaff, because you can see me in kind of the video. Every day is such a sweet sight. So, come back and you'll see the video of Heidi Blickenstaff.
Yep, that's her. First of all, I need to know her name. She's so adorable. But I think it's going to become my new catchphrase. Every day is such a sweet sight. Oh my God. I love her so much. Anthony Bernal asks on Twitter, first of all, hi Anthony. I've known Anthony since I was a kid in Fresno, California. Okay, Anthony asks, I would think your first ever Broadway curtain call must have been surreal. Was it everything you expected? Compare now to then. That's a great question, Anthony. My very first Broadway curtain call was with the Full Monty, and I went on at the last second. I had done the national tour of the Full Monty, and we got sent home early, sadly, because of September 11th. So the entire first national tour cast was home, but the Broadway show was still running. And at the last second, they needed to call somebody from the tour to come in. So I got the phone call it was totally a surprise, out of the blue, from the production stage manager, Nancy Harrington, to come, and she literally said, how do you feel about saving a Broadway show tonight? And after I peed my pants, I got to the theater at like 5:30, and I jumped into my role that I played on tour. Dennis Jones walked me through the Broadway version of that show, and it was so last minute that no one could come and see it except one of my very best friends, Ryan Perry. Bowing for the first time on Broadway when you make your debut is truly a spectacular, surreal, amazing experience. And it was even more surreal because it happened that way. Now when I bow on Broadway, guess what? It feels almost exactly the same. Every night when I bow, I still kind of can't believe that I get to do this. I'm very aware that not everybody gets to live their dream, and I'm one of the super lucky people that gets to do that. Thanks, Anthony. Hope you're great. Barry Wilson asks, hey there, loving the vlog. Thanks, Barry. Question, I'm confused about understudy versus standby, and when and why would they go on? Thanks from London. I love the reach we have. Singapore, Israel, London, international. If you have a standby in your company, the standby would always go on first, because that's why they're there. They're not in the show every night. They're just there to go on for the lead. It's usually a star. If you don't have a standby in your cast, or the standby is sick, that's when the understudy would go on. Clear as mud? Thanks, Barry. For everyone who was wondering, welcome to Gryffindor, Heidi Blickenstaff. I'm twisting a mustache like I'm in Slytherin, but I'm Gryffindor. Joe Agaze. H. Blix, I wanted to ask about how you got your equity card and any advice you have for aspiring actors who want to perform on Broadway. I got my equity card when I was 25 years old on the national tour of Dreamgirls. I was the white girl. Ooh, got me a Cadillac, Cadillac, Cadillac. I was one of those girls. Orla asks, H. Blix, I was wondering why you chose acting as a career and if you have any embarrassing audition stories. I chose acting as a career because I didn't even choose it. For as long as I can remember, it's totally been what I've always wanted to do, literally since I was a child. So I've always wanted to do it. I watched old movie musicals as a kid, as a little kid, and just knew that I was drawn to it like a moth to a flame. As far as embarrassing audition stories go, how long you got, Orla? I have lots of them. I've cried in many a stairwell after humiliating myself in an audition. I used to be a dancer first. I have a lot of dance training, but as I've gotten older, I sometimes have to go through dance auditions. Oof. But I don't do as well as, you know, somebody like Beth Nicely in our cast, who's like the most beautiful dancer. We have the greatest dancers in our show. Come see them. It's hard for me to keep up with those youngsters now. And so I often humiliate myself when I have to do a dance call. But the key to that, keep smiling, have a good attitude, don't walk out screaming, try not to cry in any stairwells, but you might cry in a stairwell. But smile in the room first, cry in the stairwell after. Erica Kessler. Okay. Literally, that's what she wrote. This is my question. Does it ever get tiring when you do 8 shows a week and do the same thing? Do you ever want to take off? Erica, yes, it gets tiring. That magical Broadway feeling never goes away. My company is so spectacular and filled with a lot of wonderful people who really are so grateful for this job. We're all a little bit older, and so we know that these jobs are not necessarily, they don't come every day. And so we're so grateful to be on Broadway. But we do get tired just because it's definitely, it's hard on your body, it's hard on your voice, and 8 shows a week is definitely a grind, and you have to take really good care of yourself and stay hydrated and as well rested as you possibly can. And it is challenging doing the same thing over and over, and often we'll say it feels like Groundhog Day, but you just try to keep it fresh, and that's what's so great about live theater is I never know what Brooks Ashmanskas is going to do next to me, and when he throws me a curveball, I got to stay on my toes, so that keeps it very exciting. Liz Makula, if you couldn't be on Broadway anymore, what would your likely occupation be? Okay, I would either be an alpaca farmer, I'm totally not kidding. I love animals. In another life, I thought maybe I would be a vet, having something to do with animals, and I still would love to do that when I get older. My husband and I fantasize about having a bike shop. I have this city girl side, but I have a super country girl side too. Delaney on Broadway asks, any tips on high belting? You're the queen of belting. Well, I don't even know what to say, Delaney. Thanks for that. Tips on belting. First of all, I gotta say, a lot of it depends on how you're built. How you're built vocally, how you're built physically. You may have noticed, I'm not a little slip of a thing. I'm built like a brick shithouse. I've got a big rib cage, and I'm certain that my organs inside my body are also large. I feel like my diaphragm must be huge. They're gonna do an autopsy when I'm dead and say, did you see the diaphragm on that girl? I think that it helps that I have some size to me. Here are some practical tips. When belting, don't be afraid to open your mouth. I do stretches like this backstage. And sometimes I hold a piece of Kleenex to really stretch my tongue. People backstage, my crew looks at me like, and you stretch your tongue, but you also literally, you need the bigger the cavity you can make in your mouth, the bigger the sound. That's my belting tip for the day. Abby Donahoe. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl. Which rotten thing would be less painful? Abby, I just want to say, I think this is my favorite question of the week. Not that it's a contest, but you won. A rotten co-star or a rotten director? The rotten director, eventually they go away. But a rotten co-star you're stuck with forever. It would be worse to have a rotten director, which we did not have on this project. Casey Nicholaw is the greatest director in the whole world. I've worked with him several times. He truly is a mad genius. The director is your captain of the ship. So if you start with a shithead, you're gonna have a shithead show. Mackenzie H.W. H. Blix, you mentioned Sweeney Todd in vlog 6. My now ex-boyfriend and I had our first kiss during the movie. Can you share a first kiss story? The answer is no. I'm not gonna share that with you because I don't kiss and tell. Huh, honey? First of all, you and your ex-boyfriend had your first kiss during the Sweeney Todd movie. I just want to take a moment and everybody think about Mackenzie and her ex-boyfriend making out with Helena Bonham Carter and Johnny Depp chopping people up into pies. I love you, Mackenzie. Cassie asks, what advice do you have for a girl hoping to add second major, theater, but not sure how her parents would take it? Oh my gosh, Cassie, you're so sweet. I think this question wins for my heart this week. If you're passionate about it, first of all, totally, I'm such a big champion of following your dreams. Anybody that I can encourage to do that without their parents coming to kill me, I want to be the wind beneath your wings to tell you to go for it. I was so lucky because I had parents that were always so supportive of me. But I think that if maybe your parents are a little bit not so sure about that girl, sit them down and be really honest, open your heart, and just tell them that you'd like to do it and see what they say. That's a start, right? This has been None of My Business with Heidi Blickenstaff. I wish you all the best, Cassie. You guys, that's it. Whew. That was a lot of questions this week. I love you so much. We got one more vlog. Send me those questions. Next week is gonna be a lot about you because I've loved doing this so much with you. Say goodbye to my backyard. Bye. You guys, it's the end of vlog number 7. Thank you for joining me again. We only have one more time together. It's been such a fun week. Thank you for joining me backstage for all kinds of something rotten fun times. There are my girls back there. Hola! How my girls is? We love you guys. Bye. We'll see you for one more week. Bye. Bye. Bang, bang, bang. There's no problem that's too big. When you're married, that's the gig. So don't be a sexist pig.
I'm Brian Darcy James, and I'm on vacation right now. But I like my eggs as huevos rancheros. Yeehaw!